Let's now move on to a second thing off the top here before we get into our main topics. And that is this. One of the films that came out in the last number of years that really got everybody excited, and just from an artistic point of view, from a genre point of view, from a film fandom point of view, was Mad Max Fury Road. Now, the film didn't do great at the box office. We know that. And there has been some behind-the-scenes legal drama going on behind the scenes between the director, George Miller, and the studio, Warner Brothers. A lot of behind the scenes. George Miller thinks he is entitled to millions in bonuses because there was in his contract a bonus structure that if he brought the movie in under budget, he's supposed to get a bonus. Warner Brothers says he exceeded that budget. George Miller saying the only reason we exceeded the budget is because you mandated that we spend extra money on it, and that pushed us over the budget. So there's this big legal battle going on. And it's because of the box office that it didn't blow the roof off box office. Because of this legal battle, a lot of people have been wondering, is another Mad Max movie even going to happen at this point? We've been hearing for a couple of years now, that George Miller has stories. There's going to be a Furiosa movie. There's going to be this. There's going to be that. But as much as we keep hearing about this stuff, nothing ever actually comes to pass or actually transpires. So, where are we at? What's actually happening? People like me started to doubt that we're ever going to actually see anything. But George Miller just recently made some comments, and he says, no, man, a sequel to Fury Road is going to be coming. This is what George Miller, the director, said. He said, there are two stories, both involving Mad Max and also a Furiosa story. We're still solving. We've got to play out the Warner thing. Of course, that's the lawsuit going on between him and Warner Brothers. We've got to play out the Warner's thing. It seems to be pretty clear that it's going to happen. I've been there too often when you announce movies are going to happen and then they fall away. That is frustrating because that happens all the time in the movie industry. It happened 3 times on Fury Road, and eventually we got the damn thing made. We're just coming out of a meeting as we speak, and we're well into pre-production on this one. I'm cautiously optimistic it's going well. So just to go back to one of the things he said earlier, we got to play this Warner things out. It seems to be pretty clear that it's going to happen. So what it sounds like, and I don't know this for any sort of 100% certainty, but what it sounds like here is that on the one hand, Miller and Warner Brothers are fighting it out in court. And then when the court session for the day is done, that they're going out for drinks and saying, okay, let's talk about the next movie, which is actually the professional thing to do. Yeah, we're fighting over one thing, but that doesn't mean we can't keep doing business at the same time over something else. So it sounds to me, if he's saying they're into pre-production, first of all, you have to have an official studio green light to really go into pre-production. So I think he might be using, again, I'm speculating here. I think Miller might be using the term pre-production a little liberally there. Like maybe he's not literally into pre-production, but it sounds like they're working out their story and working ideas. And it sounds to me like Miller is pretty optimistic that he and Warner Brothers are going to get this other issue figured out. And he's sounding pretty confident that this new one's going to happen. And I know that that's going to make a lot of people happy hearing that. Now, it's important to keep in mind, too, that just because Miller thinks it's going to happen at this point, that doesn't automatically mean it will. And we all know that at this point. But for people who are fans of Mad Max Fury Road and looking for something to be excited about and get their hopes up for, having the director come out and say, we've got our story, we're developing and putting pieces together right now, we're working this thing out with Warner's, and I think this thing is going to happen. It looks like this is going to happen. This has got to be good news for fans of that movie. So listen, what do you think about that? Are you excited to hear that? Do you think this is just more talk and we're never going to see this thing? Do you think, yes, this is the positive sign we've been waiting for? This movie is going to happen. What do you think about it? Jump down in the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. All right.